Okay guys, I am not camera ready. I am going to do a super fast video today though, because we are trying to head out to the beach today with the kids to have one more beach day before we go to Liberia, even though it's January. That's what we do here. We are at this community yard sale picking up the rest of this textile stuff that we do for our textile drive. Good friends of ours at church have every year they do this big sale, and they donated a bunch of textile stuff. So most of this will actually go to help. Some of it, we're splitting it between us and the Hamilton family, so this is kind of our emergency fund that I hope we don't need for Africa. I hope we're able to be there for, 4 to 6 weeks and come home. We are scheduled to go for 3 weeks. Yesterday, I did a long video about fundraising, so if you're in a fundraising world and you are needing to fundraise for an adoption, please, 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 please reach out to us. We were happy to help you. We got our friends, the Whitney family, kind of going in the direction of fundraising for their adoption. Jeremy is backing out. So last year when we came to pick up textiles at this place, we had to take like 4 trips with 2 different SUVs. And like we drive like Yukon, Suburban, like big SUVs. But this time we decided just to rent a U-Haul. And when we work with Fill the Box is fantastic. They actually will reimburse us for stuff like if we have to rent a U-Haul to move stuff or transport stuff, we'll just give them the receipt and they'll reimburse us for it, because they're really looking for the items. So the items go to nonprofit thrift stores in Tampa first, and they get spread out and redistributed all over the country. And if they can't be sold here in the U.S. or they're damaged or they're just materials that can be reused, they get sent overseas for that at times. So it's a really good fundraiser and a really good thing to do. So I just wanted to do a quick video today. Jeremy said he woke up like in a panic this morning thinking about traveling over the ocean. One of my kids asked me if it would be faster to go by boat, and so we googled how long it would be to go by boat to get there instead of airplane. We do have to travel to Tennessee first, and then we'll take a little break for a couple days and then drop off the dog and then fly across the ocean. So we have factored in our costs to some degree. Right now we're trying to figure out which pieces of luggage we're taking and which we're leaving. We've been warned about the airport in Liberia specifically, as that's a difficult one to get through. There's a lot of stairs, so we're trying to figure out if our wonderful stroller is going to be a good candidate for that project or not. It really just depends on how many extra hands we have. So if Jeremy and I both have big backpacks that are kind of like carry-ons, we both have one personal item, but our hands are free, then one of us can carry the wonderful. We're also taking gifts to other kids, not just I haven't even considered what gifts we're taking for our kids, but we're taking ourselves. But we are taking gifts to other kids that their parents have had to either return them to the orphanage or they haven't been able to pick them up yet. So that's what we're doing. And we appreciate you guys' prayers, and we appreciate your encouragement. And when you see us, just say it's going to be okay. We did get an email back from our orphanage our agency director that he is going to Liberia soon. He was going to go a little sooner and decided to push it off until the inauguration for the new Liberian president was complete and all the new appointments were in for the different agencies and departments. So we don't know if the changeover is going to help or hurt with our Liberian side of things. The Liberian side of things hasn't been the problem, but they are kind of on pause right now. We know for sure that the U.S. Embassy in Liberia has been a bit of an issue in terms of throughput for all of these adoptions, so except for one. So and the one they let through was a little interesting, which we've talked about before. They went through in like 18 hours where everybody else is taking months. So that's kind of suspicious for inconsistent activity. But regardless, we are going to go for 3 weeks. If nothing happens, nothing changes, we'll come back home and try to go back whenever the climate for adoption is conducive to us actually bringing our kids home. But if we go there and the climate is what we want it to be and we can get some progress done, then we will try to stay longer than just 3 weeks and see if we could just bring everybody home in one fell swoop. So we both had these moments in the last week of like panic, like whose idea was this? What are we doing? But it's going to be okay. And again, this is day 27 of our journey, where our 60-day journey of YouTubing. And I am going to try to continue to YouTube overseas. I sent out on our project broadcast text, our networking text, I sent out a link for the Whitney family. They had the painful experience of going to Liberia to adopt their son and getting stuck there, trying to wait to exit from the embassy, and then having to return their child to the orphanage and come back home. They live in Hawaii, so they're trying to do some fundraising so that they don't have to split their family again to go back and get their son, because that was pretty painful, especially over Christmas. I think pretty cruel on the embassy's standpoint to not just at least communicate with these families the way that they think that they can do, or even just communicate to them we don't know. I mean, it would be nice to just hear something, even if it's not what we want to hear. Something is better than the ghost of silence that the U.S. Embassy in Liberia is often doing. So anyways, if you can give just $5, $10, $15 to the Whitney family to try to boost their fundraising some, that would be great. I always put our link to Art Up Together on this video too. I'm going to add the Whitneys to this video as well, just because I think it's pertinent to what we're talking about today. There are other families that are having to fundraise unexpectedly for a second trip, and many of them are kind of like, they're scared to ask. Like, they're scared to ask their people. They're scared to ask their group of support now that we have this new thing. I've tried to encourage them that people don't care. Like, they know that adoption is hard. The American taxpayer, the more that they know about the cost of these adoptions, the better. The more that they know about the mismanagement the U.S. Embassy is doing with families in terms of communication, throughput, and paperwork, the better. Because the only thing that really changes anything in America is a good solid vote. And if you don't even know who or what you're voting for, or you don't even know that there's a problem, then how are you going to know? So yeah, pretty much every family that's adopting from Liberia is adding on another $10,000 to $15,000 to their cost expectation. This is something that we were already prepared for, so we're in a good spot for that, because I had already kind of seen this development and possibility. So we're there, we're good. But some of these other families are not. So if you know of a family that's adopting from Liberia, please know that before, about a month ago, there was $15,000 less that they needed, and now they're looking at an extra $15,000. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we have a good day, good family time at the beach of relaxation, and hopefully the panic does not return tomorrow morning. So, bye.